guiding your child through disappointment and sadness. Hello everyone, and welcome to our parenting experience sharing session. Today, we'll talk about a very familiar topic. How can we help our children face and overcome difficult emotions like disappointment? We all know that life isn't always rosy. Children, just like adults, will face challenges and failures. Sometimes, what seems like a small annoyance to parents can feel like the end of the world to a child, filled with disappointment and frustration. So, as parents, what should we do in these situations? The core of supporting our child during these times is this: we need to truly listen to our child's story. Ask questions that help them identify their feelings and understand the difficulties they're facing. It's important to create opportunities for them to face uncomfortable feelings and situations that don't go as planned. And only when they've calmed down and are ready, should we ask if they need our help brainstorming solutions. Now, let's dive deeper into each specific step. First and foremost, acknowledge your child's feelings. The first and most fundamental step is, when you notice your child seems upset or sad, let them know that feeling that way is completely normal. It's a natural reaction when facing unwanted situations. Before rushing to try and solve the problem, really listen to your child. Listen actively, focusing on their story. Try asking open-ended questions to help them name the emotion they're feeling and understand better what's bothering them. For example, if your son is sad because the beach trip keeps getting postponed due to bad weather, you could say, "I see you're feeling really sad. I know how much you were looking forward to this beach trip. And not being able to go because of the weather makes you feel disappointed, right?" Another important point is to help your child understand that not everything always goes according to plan. That's life. There are things we can't control. And accepting that is a big lesson too. Resist the urge to fix it for them. When you see your child sad, the natural reflex for parents is to want to jump in immediately, to make the sadness go away, right? Especially when we know we can easily handle the cause of their disappointment. But, try to pause for a moment. Hold back that impatience. This is actually a precious opportunity for your child to learn how to cope with uncomfortable feelings and situations that don't meet their expectations. No parent wants their child to suffer. But sometimes, it's within these difficulties that children learn to find solutions on their own, becoming stronger and more independent. For instance, you might feel really upset when your child is sad because classmates aren't playing with them. Instead of getting upset at your child's friends, try to understand what's happening. Teach your child the necessary skills for making friends. And then, let them practice on their own. Let them build meaningful friendships themselves. Of course, if your child is facing genuinely dangerous situations or serious problems, timely parental intervention is absolutely necessary. And if your child's sadness or disappointment persists and negatively affects their daily life, don't hesitate to seek support from mental health professionals. Help your child sit with difficult feelings. So how do we help our children sit with these uncomfortable emotions? The best approach depends on the intensity and how your child expresses those feelings. If your child is at the peak of frustration, yelling or crying, words of advice, comfort, or encouragement usually won't work at that moment. Instead, try helping them calm down using simple methods, like focusing on their breathing together. Just sit quietly and feel the breath going in and out. There's no need to force them to feel happy again immediately. However, gently remind them that, no matter how sad or angry they feel, yelling, throwing things, or hurting others is not okay. Giving your child the opportunity to experience and sit with difficult emotions like sadness, anger, or disappointment is a wonderful way to foster their social emotional intelligence. All of us need to learn how to face and navigate these feelings. Don't try to eliminate them, because doing so unintentionally sends the message that these feelings are dangerous or bad. preventing your child from learning how to regulate their own emotional waves. Offer support when they're ready. When the emotional wave has subsided. When your child is calmer and seems ready to face the problem. That's when you can ask if they'd like you to brainstorm solutions together. Start with open-ended questions. What feels most difficult for you right now? Why do you think it's so hard? From there, ask what they need from you at that moment. It might just be a warm hug. Or it could be a specific suggestion. For slightly older children, you can ask more in-depth questions. Have you tried any ways to solve this yet? Which way seemed to work? Do you think there might be another, better way? Participating in supporting your child this way helps you maintain balance. You're not abandoning your child in their time of need. But you're also not immediately taking over and solving the problem for them. And after the issue has been resolved or your child is feeling better, don't forget to reflect together. Talk about how they feel better now and what helped them get through it. This will help build their confidence, as they know they are capable of figuring out ways to solve problems themselves, not just relying on parents. And finally, respect their autonomy. A particularly important note as children get older, especially during adolescence, is that they will increasingly desire autonomy and independence. They might share less openly with parents about their feelings, turning instead to friends to confide in and ask for advice. Therefore, even if you know exactly what the problem is and how to solve it, your child might seem uninterested in the advice or solutions you offer. At this point, we need to be more cautious about offering unsolicited advice. Don't try to solve it for them. And don't try to convince them to do it one way or another. After acknowledging and empathizing with their feelings, try stepping back a bit and asking more direct questions that empower them. So, what are you planning to do now? How do you intend to handle this? These questions signal that you trust their ability. But you know, as parents, sometimes we make mistakes too. Maybe out of excessive worry or eagerness. We say judgmental or critical things, or express disappointment in how our child is handling things. If that happens, the important thing is to recognize it. Stay calm, admit our shortcomings, and sincerely apologize to our child. Parenting is a long journey that requires patience. Not every difficulty can be resolved in a single conversation. You and your child might need more than one chat before they are truly ready to share and accept help. And also, don't put pressure on yourself to succeed immediately when applying these suggestions. Everything takes time to practice and sink in. Becoming a good enough parent is like that too. Be patient with your child. And be patient with yourself. Thank you for listening. See you in the next sharing session.